episode 2. Are you okay? Welcome back to the Who Is Music podcast. This is going to be a really good episode, you guys. I'm telling you right now, because now that Whoville is out the way, we can actually get to the good stuff. And you can see, finally, who is this fucking nigga? Excuse my French, but parlez-vous français sometimes, And I'm going to go ahead and start with that. I took French in college, my second year of university, and I was running game on my professor. She was a bad little Joan. And it ended up in a tragedy, you guys. And I'm probably going to lose my black card with some people, but you guys, there are 365 days in a year. How am I supposed to remember that Martin Luther King Day is on the 19th? And in this specific year, it happened that the 19th was on the Monday. So I'm thinking, damn, I got the start of the new semester. I can't go on this day because that's the day that we had pretty much planned. When she said, yeah, let's go on the 19th, I was like, damn, I can't go. I got class. And she didn't even message me back, you guys. So I missed out on a crazy hit right there. But I made up for it. I definitely made up for it when I studied abroad, you guys. And one trip I went to Paris, right? And I swear, Paris, I've never seen this type of bar before, but Paris has this one type of bar that is like a stock bar. So like when you go in there, their prices fluctuate on the drinks like every like 15 minutes. So like a shot of tequila at one point could be like $15 or something. But if you wait 15 minutes, maybe like when the bottle is getting low, they'll be like, all right, yeah, tequila shots are $3. So like literally for 15 minutes, all the prices are just changing and shit. So it's never a set thing. It's literally the coolest experience for a type of bar you would want to go to. But when I went to this bar, I ended up meeting a couple of French girls, and I was with one of my homies, and he, like the one that I was vibing with, she could speak good English, like good as fuck. But the other one could barely speak at all. So like, he was like, man, fuck this. I'm going back to the room, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm like still out in the bar vibing with these two girls. Not talking to the one who can't speak French and shit. But the one who can't speak French literally gets so shit-faced. And like, I was going with them somewhere, I think to another club. And, like we got this taxi, right? But she had to tell the taxi to like pull over and throw up on the side of the road in Paris, remind you. And like the girl that I was vibing with, she was just like, felt so bad and shit. And she was like, damn, I have to take her home. She's sick. We're going to have to do this another time. How long are you here? Well, I'm like, fuck, I'm only here for like 3 more days. She said, okay, well, here, give me your number. I'm going to text you and we'll figure out something. So that's what I did. And not the next day, but the day after, she literally took me out to eat in a fine ass French restaurant, you guys. I'm talking like, I'm rolling up in a pair of Jordan 1s, fucking looking fly as shit, and everybody else in there in like dresses and suits and ties. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I fucked up today. But, like, it was cool. It was a whole vibe. And she paid for it. And that's how you know niggas got sauce. When a bitch pays for you to go out to eat, that is pure sauce right there, you guys. Pure sauce. But just thinking about that situation with the 2 girls, it's got me thinking about like today's world and like what a problem that I see. Because I know a lot of you guys are probably like, man, it's hard as fuck to get in a relationship nowadays, man. These bitches is so choosy and picky, and so am I. And I don't feel like doing all that small talking shit. And I think it comes down to one thing. Well, not just one thing, but this is a big thing, in my opinion, on why men and women are just not dating as much. And it comes down to too many girls are dating girls. And I don't know about other men, but for me, I am absolutely not going to consider dating a woman seriously if I have the fear that she will leave me for a woman. There is no bigger thing that will hurt your ego than being left for a woman. How do I know? Because I had a bitch who left me for one. And what is the worst thing about this? The bitch was ugly. Nuh-uh, you're just saying that. No. This bitch was ugly. Fucking ugly. She was fugly as fuck. What happened? Well, I hate to call out people by name, but Emily, we got to talk about your ass right here, right now. We got to talk about your crazy ass. Because the shit that you do, people need to be warned about bitches like you. Need to know how to stay away. And really, I should have known that this probably would have happened because this girl, was her coworker at one point. And me and her were also coworkers at one point when we started dating. But that it's weird how we started dating because this was during COVID when me and her started dating. And we were working at this COVID testing center at Virginia Tech. That's the closest university to me, Virginia Tech. And when we're in there, we're wearing masks and shit. So we don't know anything. We can't see people's full appearances and shit. And at the time I was on dating apps and I ended up matching with her on Hinge, I'm pretty sure. Hinge is the GOAT dating app, you guys. That's where all the good bitches is at. Tinder is filled with bots and trashy bitches who got herpes and different STDs and shit. You don't want that. So I met her on Hinge, right? And I go and meet her the couple of days, maybe the next day. And I meet her and I'm like, hold on, are you my manager? And she was like, wait, do I work with you? What are you talking about? Do you work at the COVID place? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. So it was just so ironic. But Emily is fucking crazy. And so is this bitch that she left me with. Or left me for. Well, it wasn't even that she left me for her. This was just the next person she dated after we broke up. And I didn't even know that she was going like that for real. Because this is a big black girl, you guys. And I have no problems with bigger black women. I love all of you guys. But if you was to put me on a scale of attractive or not attractive, and all of the women are in charge of saying attractive or not, the majority of women are going to say I'm attractive. But if you put this girl on a scale with men, or even women, since she dated women, I'm going to go ahead and say the majority of them will say, no, this bitch is not attractive. And if you're like that and you're dating a bitch like what I had, who a pretty fine girl, pretty sexy, she got some cake on her and everything, that's the type of shit I like, when Shawty got a little cake on. Shit, I ain't gonna say nothing, but if she got some cake on, I'm gonna look at it for real. I love a little cake. But if you if you're like this girl, bitches like this are hard to get and hard to keep. So she's gonna do whatever she can to keep her. And this story, the main big story of our whole relationship, it happened. It wasn't the day that I made Message in a Bottle, but it was the day after when I was trying to think of more shit to add. Right. And at this time we had already broken up. And she had a protective order against me, you guys. Like, if you don't know what a protective order is, it is where you can't talk to someone for a whole month. Or not a whole month, for a whole year. Damn, nigga, you're crazy. She got a protective order on you? What did you do? Well, if you must know, podcast, I broke the bitch's phone. It was her mom, for real. She encouraged her to get a protective order because she considered me dangerous. And technically, it was my phone. But nobody wanted to warn me not to get on a phone plan in your mid-20s. And I fucked up by even further by getting it under her name. But she was in the medical field, so she got a discount. So I gave her the money, and it was under her name. And we got into an argument one night on the 4th of July when she called her ex-boyfriend when we were out having a good time. We had just watched fireworks and shit. Decided we was going to go out to the club, have a couple more drinks. So that's what we did. And then when we were there, she said she was going to the bathroom. About 10, 15 minutes goes by. I'm looking for her. I'm wondering where she's at. Is she okay? Is she in there doing a poo? What's going on? So I go looking for her. And she's outside on the phone crying, talking to her ex-boyfriend. So I'm like, yo, are you okay? What's going on? Trying to be like, good boyfriend, concerned and everything. And then she just like turns her back and doesn't want to talk to me. And so I start to be like, oh, no. This bitch is up to something. I'm like, who are you talking to? She's like, nobody. I'll be in there in a second. I'm like, no. Who are you talking to? And she didn't want to tell me. So I'm just out there waiting until she hangs up the call. And then like I take her phone from her and scroll through her calls and see that she called her ex-boyfriend. So I'm pissed. And I just want her to admit it, right? But this whole time she had not admitted. So literally she got caught in a lie and refused to admit that she told a lie. And that's the whole thing that set my anger off. She just wouldn't admit. So we go back to the apartment and shit, right? And we're arguing and I'm just trying to get her to admit this, but she never will. So eventually I just take the phone out of her hand and break it. But a nigga like me, I can't just break the phone. I've got to destroy it. I've got to really break it. So I snap it in half, throw it in the floor, stomp on it hard as fuck with one foot. And then at one point, I hit the double jump where I land on it with the soles of both of my feet. I was on some crazy shit that day, you guys. And, her phone's broke, so she can't call the cops. So I'm pretty sure the neighbors ended up calling the cops. And that's kind of where our relationship really started to spiral. But, we took a couple days off from each other, got back together, mid-20s love, toxic shit. Oh, I love this. I love a toxic bitch like this. But it got worse. Because after that, she was like, she probably assumed, yeah, I'm not dating this nigga seriously. I'm just with him for dick. It's a dick appointment. But back to this crazy, her crazy girlfriend. And the night that a message in a bottle, they had gotten into a fight at a club or something. And, if you dating a girl, that bitch can hit you. And, if you're dating a bigger black girl, she gonna hit the fuck out you. So that's what she did. And my girl said, no, I'm not doing this. I don't be in relationships where I'm getting beat on and hit and shit. So that night that they had that argument, she comes to my house and I'm on the computer working on message in a bottle. And it's like 10 o'clock and she knocks on my door. I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this? I'm kind of scared. It's night. I don't know. Nobody's invited. Who the fuck is here? So I look through the blinds, just peeping. I see this bitch's car. I'm like, oh, what does she want? So I open the door, and as soon as I open the door, she says, me and my girlfriend just broke up. And I'm like, your girlfriend? What do you mean your girlfriend? You know her. I used to, she was my coworker. She is my coworker. I was like, oh man, fuck. What are you doing here? Well, what are you doing? You want to hang out? Um, are you sucking dick? What's going on? Come on in. But before we got to that, I'm hyped about this song. I showed her a message in a bottle. And of course she's like, oh, this is pretty good. Just like everyone else. But after that, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a pause on this. I got pussy here. So she's here, right? And we doing the nasty and shit. Making love, making sweet, sweet love. And like, I kid you not, you guys, like, I am mid stroke busting this shit down. And I hear a car pull up in our driveway. And like, I'm looking at her because we're a missionary, so we making eye contact at this point. And she just starts laughing. She's like, I think that's her. I'm like, what? How does she know where I live? Did you tell her where I live? Why did you do that? And if she just hit her and came down to find her, this girl is not in a good mood, you guys. Watch out. Hulk smash. So like, she comes up to my door, banging hard as fuck on the door. Emily, come outside. Emily, get your fuck out here. Blah, 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 blah. And then like, just doing the wildest shit while she's out there, honking on the horn, going from window to window, shining the light inside the window to see if she can see anyone, like slicing up the shields to see, like try to break in and shit. And whole time, Emily is inside with me, and she's like, no, don't call the cops. She's going to go away eventually. Just let it go. I'm like, man, what the fuck? She shouldn't be doing this type of shit to somebody that she don't even know. Like, I've never even talked to her before. I don't know her at all. But luckily, if you live in the South, you got good neighbors. They gonna hold you down. So they called the cops for me. And the cops finally show up while this bitch is still here. And they come and get me out the door. And, I haven't been able to step outside this whole time. So you can imagine like how I'm acting as soon as I get some fresh air. I'm like, you stupid raggedy bitch. Are you crazy to come over to somebody's house that you don't know, trying to break in and shit? You fucking stupid. That's why she left your black ass and got some dick today. Just saying some real crazy shit. And like, obviously she got arrested that night. And like, when she got arrested, I remember like they were walking her to her car and I was like, nah, nah, boo, boo, like just teasing her and shit. But like, the crazy thing is with Emily, she ain't off the hook on her crazies. So when the cops like came to get us from inside and talked to us about what's happened, he talks to Emily first, and he's like, so what happened? Well, me and her got into an argument and I came down here to spend some time with him, but I have a protective order against him. Is that okay? And at the time, I really didn't care anything about it because I was just like still fuming. But when I thought about it, I was like, this is one of the first things that you want to tell him, that you have a protective order against me? The bitch was definitely looking to get me in trouble. Didn't sit well with me. So that's just one occasion of one of Emily's crazy stories. We only dated for a couple of years. Well, we were only in each other's life for a couple of years, but her name's going to come up repeatedly because, I mean, I've been with enough women to know who is crazy and who is not crazy. And this is the only crazy girl I have ever been with. And I'm going to give you guys the number one dad giveaway on if a bitch is crazy. Okay? If she is studying neurology at university. If she's studying neurology, she knows something is fucked up in her head. And she's thinking, how can I fix this? How can I fix this crazy out of me? You can't. And you definitely can't by stealing your boyfriend's Ambien. Yeah, the bitch stole my Ambien. Oh, but I don't want to talk about her because I might just reveal some shit I don't want to yet. But that was like the real, that was the real waking up moment for me on like, I need to be more cautious about the women that I date and to really know them better before I jump into a relationship with them. But there's one real specific instance that it flipped a switch on me in high school, you guys, to where I became very doggish. Fuck these bitches. I'm like a squirrel trying to get a nut now. And that was, it all started during the summer of junior year. So I ended up meeting this girl, pretty sure on Facebook, right? During summer. And she went to a school that's like 25 minutes away from me. And like, we was vibing the whole summer. We went to the fair, our little hometown fair that comes every year during the summer. I remember we got a photo together on top of the Ferris wheel and shit, you know, like it was pretty cool. It was, we were dating, I'm pretty sure. And when school starts back up, it's not the first week, but it's the second week. We have a football game on Friday night. And, you know, because I play football. And Friday night, niggas is teed up and shit, you know. We wore our jerseys the whole day in school and shit. Like, we're lit. And the night before, we was on the phone talking, and she was like, yeah, I'm about to come to your game tomorrow. I got your number painted on my face. You're number 22, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm number 22. Put that on you for me. And she said, okay, I'll see you and we'll meet up after the game. I said, bet. That's a big bet. So after the game, you know, like, I'm rushing to get changed and dressed. I'm telling all my boys, all my niggas, I'm like, yeah, my girl here, I'm about to go out there and see her and shit. So I go down to the little parking area and I call her up. And she answered the phone. She's like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm in the parking lot waiting for you. Where are you at? I'm at the game. It's still going on. What do you mean? Our game's finished. This bitch did not even know what school I went to, you guys. And we were dating. So from that point, I was just like, man, I can't trust these bitches. That one will always will hurt my heart a little more. Cause she ain't even know my school like that. But this is a good transition to bring it back into Emily. This episode isn't all about women, you guys. Have no fear. There's going to be some more funny stuff, but I got to make sure I get this bitch off my chest quick. That way if anything happens further down the line, I can keep her away. But this was when I was making the first podcast, and I was thinking like, damn, I should add some music to it. I should freestyle on that shit. Fuck yeah, you should do that. And like, I was going listening to beats, deciding what beat I was going to freestyle on. Then I had seen there was a new You trailer out, and I love You because You is Gossip Girl. Spoiler alert. If you never seen Gossip Girl, You is Gossip Girl. But I remember I binge watched every season of that show. And sophomore year of summer. I don't know what it was about that Upper East Side Manhattan life, that rich life, but it appealed to me. I felt like I was a part of it. Wanted to be in it. And this show, Gossip Girl, like this is a great character design, because all of the characters in the show have rich last names. Fucking Vanderwoodson, Waldorf, Archibald, Humphrey, Bass, Chuck Bass. These are rich names, rich last names, you guys. This ain't no cheap shit. This ain't no Ford. This is a Chevy, baby. Zing! Ah, most of y'all ain't gonna get that one. That one's personal for me. Yeah, nigga. But anyways, because I went and watched this trailer, you guys. And I'm telling you, at the 30-second mark, this is the season 5 trailer. Go watch it on YouTube. The You trailer at the 30-second mark, when he grabs that little, how would you describe, what is this? When he grabs this like statue with the nameplate on it, the nameplate says Emily Dickinson. Why that resonates with me personally is because I just told you a little bit about Emily, right? Well, Emily is the only girl who I have gotten pregnant. But what's wild about this is she had an IUD, okay? So I don't even know. Hey, y'all do the math there. These genes is good, You feel me? Straight up, like I did that when she had an IUD, like I ain't even put up on DUI and shit. Like she just had it, bro. And like that's what happened, bro. Like she had abortion, for real. Like she got an abortion, and like I was talking to her, and she like she said so, and I was like, "What the fuck is you talking about, bro?" Well, nothing for real, but yeah, she had an IUD, right? And she got an abortion, and all that told me was it was gonna be a son, and that hurts my heart the most because if I'm gonna have a kid, I want it to be a little man. I want to raise him up to be athletic. But we're not gonna be playing no football out here. Be a cold day in hell. When my son gets a concussion, I'm gonna cuss that nigga out enough. So we're sticking to real football with your feet. Train the next Messi or Ronaldo. That's my guy, Ronaldo. Because I like Madrid. That's right. A la Madrid y nadie más. A la Madrid y nadie más. That's right. Not the other one. Puta Atleti. The real one. The real one. Oh yeah. When this bitch Emily, she got that abortion, right? She had taken the test, went to the center to get little sonograms and shit. But she just came to me and she like handed me an envelope with the pregnancy test in there and the sonogram. And she said, "Here's a present." I open it up thinking I'm about to get a little chicken salad chick gift card or a Texas Roadhouse gift card or something. Just for being a good civilian. But here I see this little shit. I said, "Oh, this is a shock. What are we gonna do? You're gonna give me the money to pay for that abortion is what you're gonna do." I said, bitch, who are you talking to? Because I'm not giving you a damn thing. And I didn't. She ended up scraping pennies up to get it. Hey, don't be talking about other people's brokenness. You are the brokest of broke niggas out there. I'm telling you right now. I don't have a dime to my name. My bank account is on 1 cent. That's how smart I am with my money. I don't let it go into the negative so they can give me a fee. And I keep 1 cent in there so I can sign up for trials and shit with one of my 100 different email accounts. Oh, he's toxic. He's toxic. He has 100 emails. He's just like me. Yeah, bitch. That, that that is the number one sign of someone who is toxic, you guys, if they have a ton of emails. Because you know what those emails are for, right? They're for when you get blocked and you need to get your word out to whoever blocked you. Because it'd be a cold day in hell if you just think you're gonna block me and that's the end of the conversation and I don't get no response back. It's not how I work, babe. But I'm a good man. I'm a good man. But I'm gonna turn this back into music now. But with some type of women involvement. But like in general, like there are just some artists that I wish were still here. I mean, I wish all of them were still here, really. But there's one in particular who's just about to do such great things and really change music. And it's XXX. Like he was phenomenal. The delivery that he could put behind his lyrics was so impressive. And rest in peace, XX. But I remember when I was in Poland, this was when 17 came out. And the song that I was listening to a lot on there was Fuck Love. And at this time, I don't know if you can still do it or not, but on Spotify, you could like share Spotify with one person or with two people. So like it could be on two separate devices. And like when one person is listening to it, you could see like what they're listening to. And if you want to be petty, you could even go and change the song of what they're listening to. You know, sometimes I was, but I was listening to Fuck Love a lot. And I told you, like, in the last episode, this girl was different, you guys. And she, like, she sees me listen to it and she messages me and she says, "Why are you listening to this? Fuck Love? That's how you feel about me?" And she ain't even heard the shit yet. She just says fuck love and think that that's how I feel about her. Just crazy shit. But she ends up listening to it and she's like, and she sends me a photo of Jocelyn Flores, I think is how you pronounce it. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't felt this emotional listening to a song in forever. I cried listening to it." I was like, "Yeah, why don't you listen to something before you judge it?" Uh, I probably should tell some broke stories, some little poor shit I used to do, still do. You know, there's been some days I ain't have no meal, have no money to get no meal. Refrigerator ain't had shit but frozen frozen strawberries and blueberries and shit. Can't eat that. But you know, I did have some rewards points on my McDonald's app. And you know, if you use the McDonald's rewards app, well, if you don't use it, use it. It's clutch. But at the time, like, I ain't had no money for food or nothing. And I had like 3,500 points on my rewards app. And you know, you can only use one reward at a time. So I got to get one McChicken and then wait 15 minutes to go and get the other one. What do you do in that situation? Do you wait to eat the second one when you do you wait to eat the first one until you get the second one? Or do you just eat the first one and wait for like 8 minutes until you can get the other one? I ate that motherfucker. And I be so poor, like I be trying to order a water in the app. And they don't let you order a water in the fucking app, which is some bullshit. They need to tell their developers to fix it. But I figured a workaround because once you order something, if you just place the mobile order and or at one point, when you use your code and you say what you want and you say a water, that water will be in there in your recent orders. So from that point forward, you can just favorite that water. And now you can always order a water in the app. Life hacks right there. Life hacks. But y'all aren't the biggest fast food chain that I have a problem with. It's Chick-fil-A. Let me tell you about my most recent experience at Chick-fil-A. When I go to Chick-fil-A, I get the spicy deluxe meal, you guys. And I'll always get a sweet tea. And if you haven't had a sweet tea before, go to the South, go to a fast food restaurant and get you a sweet tea. It'll change your life. I get this sweet tea and this spicy deluxe meal. And I also ask for Polynesian sauce and avocado lime ranch. And when you ask for sauce like that, you don't want them to be skimp with it, right? You want them to load it up because me, like, if they give me like 5 Polynesian sauce, I'll use 3 of them and then put 2 in the refrigerator and then use them at another point on a different meal from somewhere else. So I asked for Polynesian sauce and avocado lime ranch. Now, let me remind you guys, I made the decision solely to go to Chick-fil-A because I wanted those sauces. I wanted them sauces because I like to pour a Polynesian sauce, a whole sauce packet on my chicken sandwich. And then I like to take the avocado lime ranch and I drizzle it on the fries. And then sometimes I'll dip them in Polynesian sauce. So, I got like taste bud heaven going on, just alternating between avocado lime ranch and Polynesian sauce. And I'm in the drive-thru, right? And I get to the front of the line and the dude hands me my bag. But as he hands it to me, he's like rushing me through the line. And he's telling the woman beside me, who I think got her food before me, to like, wait, let me go first. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks, bro. To let me get out of here first. And I ain't even look in the bag, you guys. This is where I fucked up. I got all the way home and this nigga gave me 1 Polynesian sauce and no lime ranch. And Chick-fil-A is known for their high customer service. And for them to do that to me, y'all fucked up. Because y'all owe me Chick-fil-A for life now. That's my campaign slogan. Chick-fil-A for life. And who knows? I could get my own sandwich one day. It's going to be a barbecue chicken sandwich. Because it's a barbecue chicken, barbecue chicken, barbecue chicken, barbecue chicken. Yo, why is this train going crazy in the background? God dang, bro. Like, I ain't even mad at Chick-fil-A, bro. Like, they just do that shit to me. And, if I worked there for real, I'd probably do the same. Just try to get the nigga out my face for real. Like, the fuck out here ask me for some two different sauce, nigga. Nah, for real though. why am I asking for two different types of sauces? Like, normally the avocado lime ranch is strictly for salad. And see, I didn't even hear about this sauce until Emily had told me to get the shit. And I had got it, and she like said, "Here, try this." I said, "Try it." I said, "Oh, I'm taking that. That shit is so fire." Oh shit, bro. No, I'm geeked out today. I'm geeked out. Have you ever stole anything? Not recently. Not recently. Okay. But when I was a kid, you gotta do what you gotta do, you guys. And them Pokemon cards was not collecting themselves. For real. So I'm about to tell y'all what I did. And can't do nothing about it now. I'm too old for that shit. And who knows, I could be lying. But I used to go to Kmart and shit. I used to take Pokemon cards and open them up in the bathroom. I'd look and see if I got anything good, and if I didn't, I'd go back. When my family's out strolling through the store and shit, I'll meet up with them, and that way the cameras don't see me just go to the section and then go back. I gotta make it look somewhat normal, you guys. Cause like, if I'm a thief, I'm gonna be a smart thief. Open them up. And duds. Well, I guess we'll come back next week. Try again. Try our luck. Whenever I got money, I always got like the tin foil cans of cards. When I ain't had money, I just opened up a little pack or two. A little pack or two. A little Green Bay packer. Nigga packing his lunch and shit. Hell nah. I was never a nigga who packed his lunch. My family, like, the school food was probably better than the food at my house. So I'm damn sure ain't packing lunch. I got free lunch, nigga. And there are some white kids in the school who pack their lunch. And them families be hooking them up with some good shit. But sometimes they be wanting something from the school, but they don't want to buy it. So, like, it's open season on trades. Everything is up for trade today, boys. I got the milk carton, what you want? The 2% chocolate milk, what you want? I got Bosco sticks. Hey, I got mashed potatoes. I got all this shit. Yo, like, our school was so small. Like, we didn't even have like a real food court or nothing. We had like two vending machines, and one of them was a drink machine. The other was a vending machine. And the only real shit we had was Bosco sticks. What are those? They're pretty much just cheese sticks, you guys. On the outside, they look like Olive Garden breadsticks, but they're filled with cheese. Them shit slap for real. My favorite school meal, though, was the breakfast pizza. In high school, there was nothing better than getting a breakfast pizza for breakfast. Oh, yeah, he just sounds like the type of nigga who eats chicken fingers still. You damn right. Got a couple Polynesian sauces to use them. What is wrong with him? Is he okay? And me and my brother, like, my brother hates me because he ain't got the type of personality like this. He's so bland. Ugh. And I'll be always like making like, so I'm pretty close with him and my other cousin. And I'll be calling us like, we be the Powerpuff Girls. I call him Bubbles. I call my cousin Buttercup. You know me, I'm the leader, so I'm Blossom. Our our aunt is Mr. Mojo Jojo. But anytime I be going over to my brother's house, I be putting on a skit for him just to make him mad, showing him like the type of personality that you have to do shit like this. And since I call him Bubbles, like it's just fun. Like this is my favorite one. It's like him calling me when he's in prison. Hey Bubbles, what's going on? You're in prison? Well, what'd you do? You hit someone. Again? Are you okay? You killed them. Really? Stop. That's not something you joke about, Bubbles. Because this nigga is notorious for hitting people, you guys. Like, nigga can't drive to save his fucking life. And this is a real crazy story involving my fucking brother. And so, like I'm telling you, he be hitting people and shit. And I'm almost certain he hit this dude, but he lucked out because the nigga turned out to be crazy. And I went to school with him for 1 year. Like my sophomore year of high school, I went to a different high school, right? And I went to school with this dude, but him and this dude had gotten to like an accident and they was like suing each other, I guess. I don't even know all the details of it. But as they were going to the case, like this dude, he went off on us. He went off and just killed someone. Like he had a baby with a girl and she was with another dude. And I guess like I don't even know what happened for real. Maybe like the girl ain't let him see the kid, or he ain't like that the dude was around more than him or something. But he just went to like Kroger one day in the middle of the day, you guys, and just pow, pow, off the nigga. And so my brother, he got like a nice chunk of change because nigga can't fight his case now. He's a bye-bye. For anyone who knows, for anyone in my hometown listening to this shit, like Zane, that's the nigga I'm talking about. Like this nigga Zane popped that nigga at Kroger. I couldn't believe this shit. And for people who aren't in my hometown, what's Kroger? Well, that's like our big supermarket chain here. Everybody goes and does their little grocery shopping and whatnot. And in the middle of the day, that's how you know a nigga was not playing that day. So I could never kill someone. But if I did, I'm for sure doing it at nighttime. The odds of getting away with it are increased. Be smart. Think about what you're losing. A life of freedom. That's exactly why I have always strived to never even go to jail for 1 day. So far, so good. The only encounter was when I was first had gotten my driver's license. So me and one of my niggas, we went on to spring break, or not spring break. We went on like after we graduate high school. They was actually in the class below me, but they had wanted to go. And like I was cooler with the people in the class below me more than like the class out in my class. So we went to spring break, right? Or fuck, not spring break, just the end of the year trip down to Myrtle Beach. And down there, you know, we are fucking lit. And we ended up meeting some girls, and they're from Virginia, like 2.5 hours away or so. And like after the fact, the week was over, we like, me and one of my homies, we decided to go down there and chill with him for a night and shit. And we had his 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 brother's girlfriend's car. And you know, I had never drove it before, but he's driven it sometimes. And like we had alternated driving. He drove down there mainly and I drove back. And like coming back, I ended up getting a speeding ticket going 90 and a 70. And really like that speeding ticket, the cop was sitting on the right of the edge of a place where I just started to go downhill. So when I was like 84, 85, and when I went downhill, it crept up to 90 and that motherfucker got me. And the county that I got pulled over in is like the strictest county in Virginia. And I had to go to court and shit, right? And when I went to court, this motherfucker practically put me in the cell for like the duration of his whole workday, like the cell in the courthouse, just for like speeding like that. I was like, man, what the fuck? Fuck this shit. I was mad as fuck. But other than that, I'm a good citizen. Never been in jail, never been arrested, none of that shit. Keep that away from me. I don't do that. But nah, it's like a couple weeks, maybe a week or so after this Playboy Cardi I Am Music album dropped. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you enjoy this album, we are classifying that as a mental illness. Because that shit don't run at all. Like, I don't know what it is. I just couldn't bop to it for real. I think the best one on there was the one with Lil Uzi. I mean, if any of them were good, I thought it's because the feature artist made it good. And in general, like, maybe you guys can see, like, who is music? I Am Music. Yeah, I kind of got the idea from him to what to name my podcast. Because, like, when I listened to it, I was like, man, this shit is so bad. And then I went on Twitter and I seen everyone hyping it up, saying how good it was and like 30 for 30, no skips, all bangers. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? This is bullshit. I got to make a podcast and talk about this. Because you know what that is, right? That's Kendrick on there. Because pretty sure he was an executive producer on all of it. You know, UMG hyping that nigga up, paying all these bloggers and stuff to say positive things and make it look like it's better than it is. Shit was stupid, in my opinion. Also seen that he had used AI voices of his own voice on there. Is that weird to any of you guys? I find that a little weird to use AI voices of your own self on there. Hey, didn't you just make an AI Drake song? You hypocrite. Well, that is AI Drake. That is not AI Who Is He. I would never do that on my own voice. Be fucking dumb. My voice is better than an AI voice. Should be. But if he did that, that's pretty much telling me like he wanted to perform a part in a song that like vocally he couldn't perform. Hey, I call a spade a spade. It is what it is. But nah, I swear, you guys just be making anybody famous. Like the Riddler. I don't even know what the fuck his name is. Like Dave Blunts. Why are we supporting obese rappers? Who's that girl who's suing Uber Eats? She thinks she's slick. She thinks she about to get all that food delivered to her for free now. If I was Uber Eats, I'm You ain't doing that to me, girl. Putting me out of business. Your greedy ass and shit. No, I'm pretty sure it's actually Lyft. Hey, gotta use a forklift to lift the bitch up. Whenever she eating spaghetti, that's her fork. The forklift. Oh no, that's rude, man. That's rude. You can't say that. Says who? That's right. That's right. I can say what the fuck I want to say. But nah, now I'm really jumping back and forth between what I'm talking about and shit. But in general, like lately in my life, I'm just becoming a lot more bold with everything that I do. The no fucks given attitude has really like is in full stride with me. I don't give no fucks about anything anymore. As long as I'm being authentic to myself, that's all that matters to me. Which I am. I say that because now, like in my personal life, I'm even starting to do shit that's just completely out of the norm for what I would normally do. For example, like a couple of days ago, I made a post on Facebook saying like, yeah, I might go on a Kanye level rant soon. Just put everybody on blast and shit. And then I said nobody is safe except this one girl, and I tagged her. And and then I was like, yeah, because I have a crush on her, and that's the type of shit we got to be on nowadays, fellas. We can't be flirting with no girl in the inbox and shit. We got to put it out into the world, and in public's cool too, but on their social media, you got to tag them. That way, other niggas know that you flirting with this person. You got to mark your territory like a dog, because I'm big dog. That's right. That's right. I'm big dog. You know, one of the like weirdest things that comes up between like guys and girls and relationships, friendly relationships. I know most of you will probably think like, man, if I have a girl as a friend, I'm trying to fuck her. Well, okay, that's you, brother. Sometimes me too, but I want some bitches as some friends too. They can give you valuable feedback on on your situations and shit. But one thing that I've noticed is like, if you have a girlfriend that's a friend, it's hard to establish that line of, can I call this person a bitch when I'm just joking around and being myself? Because sometimes, like, the ones that I've encountered, they be like, you can't call me no bitch. You better not say that to me. I'm like, well, bitch, I can't be myself around you then. Bitch. And in general, like, I know all girls when they with their girls, y'all calling all of your friends bitches. Bitches and hoes. I ain't new to the game with y'all. Little trashy ass bitch. Ratchet ass bitch. Little trashy bitch. I ain't even done any tech talk in this one yet. Should I? I don't know. Y'all let me know if I should like limit the amount of tech stuff that I talk about. I will in this one, but if someone gives me some feedback like, yeah, cut all that nerdy shit out. Nobody want to hear that. And then I cut it out. And I be funny for you. But I want to be for real too and let you know like about this technology and stuff. And I do know that like I'm just listening to my first episode, like at some points I need to give better clarification on what certain things are, because I know you guys don't know everything that I'm talking about. And like especially with these decentralized applications, the one I mentioned in the first video was not even an application. It was just like a use case for a sports team. But like with anything like this, it's all going to come down to security. Security is the number one factor in all of this shit. And like, really, these things can't really be built until quantum computing is more like generalized, because quantum computing is going to be able to, like break today's encryption standards very easily. So we're going to need quantum computing to essentially like think of a new cryptography algorithm that is like Not even quantum computing can break it. And because like these decentralized applications and stuff that I'm talking about, these have to be the most secure devices ever. Because like speaking in terms of the idea, the the basketball idea with decentralized team ownership, like imagine a bad actor or a hacker or whatever, like they got a hold of one of those buckets. That means they would control the whole organization and they could pretty much tank a team to zero. You know, you talk about a catastrophe waiting to happen. That's why, like, it's good to be safe with this type of technology and stuff because, like, one move and, you know, it's over. And we kind of learned like that with a stable coin. Like, I think the guy's name was Dao Quan or something. I don't remember what the coin was, but like a stable coin was pretty much like a coin that will stay at a flat price, that it's always pegged to the US dollar, essentially. But this one was like um, programmatically pegged. Like it didn't have like the actual money that was there. So from that point, the algorithm started to fail, right? And like the coin's price was always at $1, no matter what happened or market fluctuations or whatever. Like it was always supposed to be $1. But once this algorithm kind of like fell apart, the price of it started to go to like 97 cent, 95 cent, 92 cent, 88 cent. And you know, like if you know that this is a coin that's supposed to be $1 and it's 88 cent now, niggas are jumping in and buying it and they bought the fuck out of it. But the algorithm had failed itself. So like no matter how much money that people would keep buying, like the algorithm, it was just going to continue to go down. And it did. It went to absolutely zero. And that was probably one of the biggest like crypto things that happened in the industry, along with Sam Bankman Fried, but that's a whole different shit that it's not worth talking about in here. It's kind of funny that he's sharing a sale with P. Diddy. Kind of ironic, if you ask me. But I do want to talk about just one like type of decentralized application, at least in here. And this one will be a music one. How like anyone can be profitable in music and like it can be gamified in ways. And for this, like I didn't even most of the ideas that I put out into the world, I'll I will talk to Chat GPT to ask it questions that I think and like hone out details. But this is when I'm just freeballing right now. So what do you guys think classifies your favorite song as your favorite song? Like, I just want you to sit on that for a second. And then from a person who is designing a system or whatnot, we would look at it as a couple of factors or a couple of ways. Would you be someone who listened to this song 30 times in a row? Or did you listen to 10, 10 song, or did you listen to this song like 10 times consecutively, like 4 or 5 times throughout the day? I mean, obviously you guys are saying, well, that would equate to 20 more plays for that song. But when you start factoring in other people's listening habits maybe a favorite song will go another way. But for the sake of this example, I'm going to say it's X amount of listens in a given amount of time. And in this type of decentralized application, you could say your favorite artist dropped a new album and you listen to the song that you like most on there 100 times. That would be the threshold, is like, for this example, is listening to the song 100 times. Over however long, doesn't matter. But after that, you will get the song like as a serialized number of that song, meaning the first person who listened to it 100 times would get that song number one. The second person who did it would be song two, or the same song, but number two, if you understand me. And that's how, like, normally big artists or whatnot could be incorporated into it. And then you can incorporate people of like smaller things like myself, or like just in general, other people who are trying to make it in music or just love making music. You could have things like listen to a person, listen to a song from a certain person in this specific part of the world 25 times and you will get that song. Right. And then you could have like a gamification of like each week or each month, you have to own a certain song from someone or a group of people where it utilizes a word in there, so maybe, for example, 21 Savage drops an album and in one of the songs, he says the word poodle. One of the objectives for that week would be like, own a song where 21 Savage says poodle. Maybe there would be multiple ones, but like you would need to have that one in this example because it's the only one, hypothetically. And you could do this with like 5 different artists or maybe 3 different artists and then 2 parts of the world or whatnot. And then those people could get like, a share of the streaming revenue that was generated from everyone listening to those songs. And what's even cooler about it is like these songs will be serialized, right? So they should be sellable, you know? And so for a challenge like that, per se, like maybe you don't want the reward or you want to max, like maybe people are paying like higher to get the reward for this. So you can sell your, your song that you own, maybe your serial number 9024, but there's someone who wants to participate. So you could sell it and maybe get like 10, 15, and who knows, $1,000. You don't know with a system like this on how big it could get, but that's the cool thing about it being like on the blockchain. And it could be like extended further, for like the rewards. For the rewards, like let's say there's like five categories and the lowest serial number of all of the entries will get like a bigger prize. So it would be advantageous to try to get a low serial number. And hopefully you're thinking, well, dude, that could be easily bottable. Damn right. So that's why like verification is going to be critical in any type of decentralized application. And really like the only way that I see verification becoming like a viable solution is like people are going to have to be accustomed to uploading like sensitive data to the blockchain. But where I would tell people like you should be hopeful that it's secure and stuff because like there won't be no government who has it or anything. It's just on the blockchain. No one will be able to access it. It's just an algorithm who's looking at it. And we would be like, we would task countries to like integrate with the system to set their standards on what verification is. That way, you know, only one verified account can be a person who's listening and shit. And then maybe you're thinking, well, smart people, they could just bot their whatever and they could just have themselves listening to different stuff on repeat 24/7. And then from that point, you know, obviously that person's botting. So you would have to set like a limiter on how much you would want to do. And you know, like for this in general, music is not the only thing. And so it would probably be advisable to do something like that to, okay, you can't listen to music for more than 10 hours a day. Go get some sun. Touch some grass, boy. This is just a brief idea that I wanted to share with you guys. That will be possible, hopefully. I can make money for us. Now, this is a real long podcast, I think. I don't even know how long this motherfucker is. But I know that I said that I was going to try to upload weekly. I think I said that in the first one. And then always aim for at least an hour and less than 2 hours. But I realized like I kind of just set myself up for failure from the start by doing that because when I was doing it, I started working on the song, I'm Trying to Shine. And then I focused more on that than putting together a podcast, thinking of things to talk about in here. So like I just put myself behind by not doing that. Because I told you like I'm doing multiple things all the time. And this is just part of it. And I'm doing this because I'm trying to find my voice in the world because I have a unique voice. I have a unique brain and I'm trying to share it with as many people as possible, but it's hard. It's hard. But you know, I try my hardest. But I don't like putting myself out there and shit. But I'm going to have to. Whatever. I know that we freestyled last week, but I'm not going to this week just because in general, I'm not in the mood to really give a good ass freestyle or good multiple freestyles that could show you how it is. So I'm just going to end up playing you guys I'm Trying to Shine, and that'll be the end of it. I'm not going to talk about it at the end like I did last week. But I hope you enjoyed this one and like it, comment, give me some feedback on what you want to see. All right, deuces. We gotta show me. We gotta show me. We gotta shine better than China right now, cause right now they shitting on us. Our innovation ain't doing too much for us. Told you that. Yeah. Grown ain't worry about robots and low esteem on roadblocks. I'm wondering if I should have man around. I'm the man around this part of the world do what? I'm the man around and die around. I'm the man around this part of the world. I'm the man when you around your girl. I'm trying to shine, trying to shine, trying to show, trying to shine like China. I'm trying to shine, I'm kinda shy too.